Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. In today's video, we are going to discuss the Draftkings. Yes, the king of all drafts. And in this video, I am going to give you a current update on how the business is doing, why I think the stock price is dropping, and whether I think that now is the time to buy Draftkings. And so let's just go ahead and get right into the video. Let me first start off this video by saying, yes, I know Draftkings is a very risky stock. I literally say this in every single video. Full disclosure, Draftkings only makes up 5% of my portfolio. As a matter of fact, it makes up less than 5% of my portfolio. I allocate 5% of my portfolio to risky stocks that I really believe have a good future. You know, Draftkings is one of them, Snapchat, Arrival, and SoFi. Those are my main risky stocks that make up a tiny percentage of my portfolio. So I just want to say this, Draftkings is not one of those stocks you want to throw all your money in. You know, you definitely want to understand that this is a very risky stock. However, this is a risky stock that I happen to like. So there you have it. And let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so business updates, right? So I'm sure you guys saw that announcement that came out a few days ago where Draftkings is expanding into Puerto Rico. They launched some sort of partnership with this tribal nation, and it's going to allow them to be able to operate in Puerto Rico. So that was positive news, right? But there is a little bit of negative news, and I've got to be critical because you guys know we don't worship or marry these stocks. We're here to make money, so we have to be honest with what we see. Draftkings had delayed its intended launch in Ontario, and this was because they did not receive clearance to begin operations from the Canadian Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario. They were trying to get launched by April 4th, but that did not end up going as planned. So that's one thing that I was not very happy about with management, that they missed out on that, because we want to see them expand. And one thing we know is all these licenses and processes, they take a while. This is not something that just happens over a few days. It takes a while to do this stuff. You know, it's not easy. The other thing that I noticed that nobody's really talking about is they had a merger delay with Golden Nugget Online Gaming. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's because the stock price is down so much. I don't know, because that was an all stock deal. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's something regulatory. Who knows? But I know when they first did the merger, which was last year, they said that they had expected to merge by Q1 of 2022, and that has now been delayed. And now they are expecting to merge with Golden Nugget Online Gaming. Well, they expect to close the deal by May, by the end of May. So that's a pretty huge delay going from Q1 2022, which could have been February, March, all the way to May now. So that's another thing about the business that is very interesting to me that I wanted to update you guys on. And here's what's mainly hurting Draftkings. The customer acquisition cost for this type of business is really, really high, and it's definitely gone into their income statement and their earnings, and people are starting to see that, and that's been bothering investors a lot. And as we continue to go out through the year, it's going to continue to bother investors. It doesn't bother me because I believe that the sports betting market is going to continue to grow. So there's going to be a lot more money to be made. And I understand that Draftkings has to do this in order to acquire more customers and keep their customers. So I understand this, or well, I guess I will say that's just my opinion. But I just want to read their earnings a little bit, because this is something that a lot of people are worried about, just to give you guys an update. So if you look at its 10K form, their annual report for the fiscal year ended December 31st, 2021, Draftkings revenue did come in at 1.3 billion approximately, which is up 110% year over year, which is great. That is really good. However, when you get to its loss from operations, that increased 85% year over year to about $1.5 billion. Net loss also increased 23% year over year to 1.52 billion. And furthermore, its total liabilities came in at 2.39 billion for the period ended December 31st of 2021, and this compares to the only 800 million for that same period that happened in 2020. And also, just to add more to it, Draftkings earnings per share is expected to remain negative in 2022 and 2023. And over the past year, the stock has declined 72% in price. And it did close, I believe, at $16, I believe. Now, if you want my honest opinion, I think between $15 to $17 is a phenomenal buy range for DraftKings, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think if you could get it at $15, that would be phenomenal. I think that is a fair value. I think where DraftKings is trading at now is a very fair value for what the business is doing right now. Now, I think given what the future holds, it's not a fair value, but we're going to have to wait and see how things continue to play out. Now, there is some positivity. And this is what really makes me bullish and happy about the company is they're growing so well. You know, they're continuing. Them and FanDuel continue to be the main dominant players in this industry. And I think when it's all said and done, you're probably going to only have 4 players. And I think FanDuel and DraftKings will be the top 2, if you want my honest opinion. So February, Illinois sports betting market share race. I got the numbers right here. The handle came in. Remember, the handle is how much they got in wagers. That's the money that they got from people wagering money. Handle share led by FanDuel came in at 31.28%. DraftKings close behind at 31.24%. So they're literally neck and neck. Revenue was led by DraftKings, however, at 32%. FanDuel followed with 31%. Overall market revenue, $35 million. Handle came in at $679 million. This is very good to see because, like I told you guys, DraftKings continues to dominate. So if you want my honest opinion, I think it's money well spent. I mean, you can see that in every state, they're, for the most part, them and FanDuel are neck and neck, and that's making me extremely bullish on this company. You also got to keep in mind that this year, we do expect, actually this year and next year, we do expect some states to legalize sports betting. One of the big ones is California. They actually have it on their ballot for November. They actually have a ballot measure in November that the citizens can vote on whether they are going to legalize sports betting in the state or not, which is absolutely incredible. If I'm not mistaken, I think Illinois did the same thing, but don't quote me on that. We've had sports betting legalized for a little minute now, maybe like 2 or 3 years. But yeah, I do remember. I'm pretty sure Illinois had the same thing. But either way, we know the citizens are more than likely going to support that, and I'm sure DraftKings and FanDuel are spending plenty of money to get people to support that initiative. So, yeah, there you guys have it. You know, there's some bad with DraftKings, but there's some good as well. But I wanted to highlight everything because at the end of the day, we are valuing a business and we are trying to make money. And when a business is not doing as great or there's some headwinds, we have to call it out because at the end of the day, we are investing our hard-earned money. Now, if you want my overall opinion, I still love the company. I think it looks great. I am a fan of Jason Robbins' leadership. I think he is doing an incredible job as a CEO. I really do. You know, I don't expect him to be perfect, but I think he's still doing a really good job. DraftKings continues to be the leader right behind FanDuel in pretty much every state that I'm saying, New York, Illinois, different things like that. So definitely has me excited. So there you guys have it. That'll go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.